Good evening, teacher. My name is Nina Roman. I'm 20 years old, and today I'm going to talk about the difference between phonetics and phonology, verbal and non-verbal communication. Okay, so first, phonetics and phonology. The meaning of phonetics: a study of speech sounds, focusing on how sounds are produced or heard. An example is the difference between the P and V. And other part with the phonology. In this part, the study of sound patterns in a language focuses on how sounds change meaning. And for example, the R and the O in right and light. Okay, so the phonemes verse with phonemes. First, and the fonts only a speech sound humans can produce, and this part can relationship with the physical sounds. And the phonemes sounds that change meaning in the language. For example, with a letter P in pat and a letter B in bat. So in the minimal pairs, the words different by one sound. For example, the sheep and the ship, the fan and the ban, and the bat and the pat. It's a little different into these words. So this is very important. Then next, the sounds in English, and this is very important because help to create the meaning and improve the understanding and communication. Because if I can speak the correct form, and the meaning can change or the situation can change. The next and the key element is very important. For example, the pronunciation, the stress, and the intonation is not the same. One word has this own key elements. So for example, in the "you're coming," in the statement and question. You're coming, or you're coming. It has a little difference. And the verbal communication. Into the verbal communication, used to spoken writing words in the classroom. For example, to giving instructions, asking different questions, or writing feedbacks. And into the example sentences, please work in pairs or open your books on page 10. Into the non-verbal communication, communication with a word. For example, this part include gestures, the facial expressions, eye contact, and posture. For example, it's different that I'm saying, this is very interesting. So yes, it's very interesting. So has a little difference, but can remark a good communication. For example, into the classroom examples, smiling to encourage students. For example, is different than open your notebook at the page number 10. But students, open your notebook at the page number 10. So this is very important because my students feel this feeling. The next one, the pointing at the board, and it's very important because, for example, when I'm staying in my class and I'm only talk, but for example, I'm playing with the pictures, with my board, with my notebook, with my book. And using hand movements for vocabulary. As for example, with the verbs is very important because, for example, when I'm explaining different verbs, for example, I can fly, I read, I sing. So my students feel this part. The importance in the classroom helps to students' communication clearly and improves pronunciation and listening, boosts confidence. The challenge for learners, it has different problems, but that's okay. For example, difficult pronunciation in English sound because the little students has your own nationality, so can't it's not easy for them. The fear of speaking and the confusion with the stress and intonation. And then, for example, with the e, for example, ship. This strategies to improve communication, effective strategies, minimal pair activities, and repetition exercise. This is my reflection. Teaching phonetics, phonology, and communication skills is important because they help students improve pronunciation and speak more confidently in English. Many learners face difficulties with sounds and communication, so teachers should use interactive activities and support strategies. Okay, this is all. Thank you for your attention.